Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with some of my new collection papers. I know that I shared obviously kind of my damask papers and the French collection. They're basically what I'm calling my collections editions, and they're background pages that, you know, will just give you sort of, you know, a big range of versatility to, you know, mix and match them in with different projects. They're not kits or anything like that. They are purely background pages, you know, much like if you bought a 12 by 12 paper, you know, paper pad. So yeah, that's basically what they are. So I've got obviously the damask papers. I've got the, you know, the rich, deep coloured damask papers. I've got the light, pale kind of damask papers. And then I've got the French collection. And then here, what I've added is I've added the Victorian London collection, which is kind of street scenes of London. Now, these are taken from vintage images, like a collection of vintage images. And then I've kind of adapted them and altered them slightly, you know, to create some lovely background pages. So we've got those ones. We've got this, which I'm calling the postal collection, which is obviously, again, kind of, you know, selection of kind of vintage postage images. So kind of like postcards, postmarks, postage stamps and things like that. And again, kind of made some lovely background pages from them. And then the final one, yeah, I couldn't resist. I do love shabby chic style. So I have also created and put together a set of shabby chic background pages. So there's the shabby chic collection. So I'm just going to very quickly just kind of show you these pages. Now, these are the pages where I was, you know, creating them. So they're on very thin copy paper this time. It is just 80 GSM. It's not kind of a slightly thicker, better quality copy paper. So yeah, I've brought them along because I thought what we'll do today is just use up some of those like draft kind of prints that I've done, because I'm sure, like me, you've kind of printed things and sometimes you might print the wrong page by accident, or, you know, like if your printer's kind of running out of ink and you might get sort of a slightly strange colorway or something like that, or, you know, maybe you've just printed kind of double the amount by accident. Sometimes my printer, if it kind of jams midway through a print job, when I kind of clear the jam, unfortunately it goes back and restarts the whole print job again. So sometimes, you know, if it jams maybe 2 or 3 times, I might get the first, you know, 4 or 5 pages out of a print run printed 3 or 4 times, which is really annoying, to be honest. So, you know, you may have similar things to that. I'm sure that, you know, I don't need to kind of like tell you all the reasons why you might have overspills of prints, but yeah, that's basically what I'm kind of trying to do, is use some of my kind of overspills, not in my case, they're not overspills, they're where I was creating the background pages. So I'm just going to run you through very quickly. So these are the shabby chic background pages. Really super pretty. Hopefully really kind of captured the shabby chic kind of feel. I mean, like I say, I really am a fan of shabby chic. I know not everybody likes it, but personally, you know, I am a fan. So we've got lots of pinks and lilacs and, you know, yeah, just kind of general shabby chic images, some bird cages and things like that, butterflies, bows, roses, you know, just a very kind of, yeah, just beautiful kind of shabby chic feel about it. So lots of pages there. Now, each one of these collections, I'm not sure about the first range, the damask and the French collection, but these 3, so the Victorian London, the shabby chic and the postage collection, you get 21 background pages. So again, you know, they're pretty good value. You've got 21 background pages, which of course you can then use as much as you like. And just, you know, I get lots of questions, or lots of people email me asking, am I allowed to use your designs in, you know, what do you call it, projects that you sell? Yes, of course you are. You know, that's absolutely fine. The only thing that I don't ask is that you don't actually sell, like, for instance, you know, just print off the background pages and sell them as a bundle, or print off, or sorry, not print, but, you know, rehash maybe the digital image and use it as a digital image. But yes, of course, if you are making projects to sell, you know, whether that be junk journals or handmade cards or, you know, mini albums or even canvases or anything at all, feel free. You know, in fact, I would be so thrilled if you know, used some of my designs. You know, that would absolutely make my day. You know, I literally love it and feel so excited if somebody has, you know, used my designs in a project that they're making. So this is the postage collection. So I'm just going to run you through this. Now, these may have come out of alignment now, and, you know, I'm going to be showing you in a random way, but hopefully you'll get the gist. So we've got some kind of pinks and browns. We've got some bright ones, which these bright ones, I have to say, I mean, they're not necessarily my kind of style to use them, you know, like this in a junk journal. But however, I did think these would be absolutely fantastic in an art journal layout. So I may have to come back and do some sort of art journal layout using the brights, because I think they just look awesome. You've then got some dulled down ones, kind of like a softer palette of those images. So they're, you know, they're probably more my cup of tea if I'm truthful. But what's even more my cup of tea, oops, I had two of those, so yeah, are these ones, which are the browns. These are much more up my street, to be honest. Absolutely love them in these kind of sepia tones, and yeah, just, you know, just for me, I prefer these. They're kind of more my type of thing. Then you've got some other kind of more randomy ones. These ones, actually, this is a misprint. The finished ones do not have these postcard images on them, so please ignore that. But yeah, you've got these ones. Got just a sheet of kind of postcards, and then you've got these incorporating these beautiful stamps. And then I loved how these looked with the blues. So you've got one which is plain blues, and then you've got these ones with the blues and the like purple hues. Taking obviously, you know, the lead, yeah, taking the lead from these beautiful purple and pink flowers here. So absolutely just love these. Please excuse this one, it obviously got a bit mangled in the printer. And also I didn't print borderless, so none of these have been printed borderless, but aren't they so pretty? And then I'm just going to run you through very quickly the Victorian London. So these again, absolutely lovely. And yeah, like I say, these were actually from a kind of unique you know, collection of vintage sketches that I managed to pick up at a car boot sale, and I just absolutely love them. So I've had them for quite a long time, didn't quite know how to use them, but I didn't want to, you know, lose the kind of integrity of the original, you know, sketches and artwork. So hopefully I've kind of really managed to do very little to, you know, detract from the gorgeous images, but also managed to, you know, hopefully kind of turn them into some sort of usable background images. So, and they're all images from London, so, you know, vintage kind of London street scenes. So absolutely love these. And hopefully, you know, these collections, these background collections, you know, like I say, they're just going to be a very kind of generic set of background pages that you could mix and match with your kits, with fussy cuts, with, you know, say maybe like the fun photos or your perfect pocket sets and things like that, with your book images, you know, all sorts of things, with stamped images if you've got stamps and things and you like to use them in your junk journals. These are hopefully going to give you a really good kind of mix of things that you can do with these. And also hopefully you could kind of work with these together. So you could kind of put some of these together with other ones, i.e., you know, like you could mix these in with the damask ones, or you could mix these in with, say, the postage stamp ones, you know, and just find some really fun looks. I mean, obviously some of these are going to go better than others, but hopefully, you know, you could kind of mix them up and come to a point where you've got a really good kind of variety of things that you just absolutely love together. I mean, like, for instance, those, actually, they're really nice together, aren't they? And, you know, it wouldn't be my automatic kind of thought to put these together, but they look really good, don't they? Now, obviously, I have got the damask ones, like I say, I haven't got those here, but I have used them quite a bit in my mass making sessions and things like that. So, I mean, hopefully you have seen them. I'm just going to pull in just 2 that just happen to be laying around, or a couple that happen to be laying around. So this is just one, and as you can see, doesn't that just go fantastically well with the shabby chic? It goes also really well with the streets of London. And then, you know, if I just pull in, say, a postage stamp one, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying the brights, although to be fair, it still looks, you know, it still looks okay with the brights, doesn't it? But if I take, for instance, the kind of sepia one, which I said was kind of up my street, I mean, wouldn't that look really good? So hopefully, you know, you are going to be able to mix and match all of these. This one is one of my French collections. And again, it just kind of ties in with all of these. So doesn't that look great with the postage stamp ones? And if I just kind of bring in one of the shabby chic ones. So again, I mean, doesn't that just look so pretty with the shabby chic? So, you know, that, like I say, they are hopefully done in a way that they're going to be able to really mix and match and kind of, you know, put them all together, and you're going to be able to come up with so many unique looks and, you know, just really, really lovely. Anyway, I have got off track completely. So what I planned on doing for this video is, as I say, obviously I have to print these out tons and tons of times until I get them right. You know, it takes a lot of printing, and, you know, you end up with loads of wasted pieces of paper. So obviously sometimes, you know, I've printed on the back, so you can see, you know, some have got things on the back. But what I thought I would quite like to do is take some of these and just coffee dye them and just make some kind of like little shabby kind of clustery kind of pads and things like that. So I'm going to go off and coffee dye some of these, maybe not all of them, but certainly some of them, and then we'll come back and just make a whole bunch of kind of random cluttered cluttered yummy kind of scrunchy bits. So I'll be back in a moment. Right, I'm back. Now, why do things always take so much longer than you kind of anticipate? So I have coffee dyed, and I have ironed and dried and everything else. Loads and loads of papers. Now, I did also dig out some of the damask ones. Now, they are not on the flimsy paper. They're on the kind of better quality copy paper. That's just because, you know, that's how I had printed them. So I'm going to kind of bring those in as well. So, yeah, let's just kind of like pull out some and kind of make some little bits and pieces. So as you can see, I mean, we've got this from the, you know, streets of London. I mean, what a brilliant colour combination that is with that green damask. Could even mix in some of the postage stamps if you want. I mean, I personally, you know, I probably wouldn't do that because I would find that not really kind of matchy enough for me. But, you know, kind of obviously, you know, we all have different styles, don't we? So, you know, you may find that you do, you know, you do like that look. So I'm just going to kind of bundle a few together. Now, I've also mixed in here some plain coffee dyed sheets as well. Just having a look to see if I've got some of the postage stamp. I didn't coffee dye everything. I just pulled out a few. So this is just going to be typical, isn't it? I won't have actually pulled out any of those softer colour postage stamp ones. Oh, I have here. Because I thought, well, actually that would go okay, wouldn't it? So we can have that. Now, I've got this vintage document, which this just happens to have these kind of green smudgy bits in it. So, you know, I feel like that's kind of suitably matching. So let's have a look and see. What I'm thinking is this one, oops, sorry, I just kind of caught my hand on the edge of my hot glue gun. So I'm going to just cut this down here. As you can see, my printer kind of mucked this up on the edge, but that's fine. So I'm just going to take this, cut it down obviously, and then what I thought we'd do is, you know, because we're just making a few random bits here. So I'm going to just fold this over, oops, like this. Now I'm really not kind of worrying too much about how this is at all. I'm going to fold it over here so as we've got a trifold. Now I've left a little bit of gap to accommodate obviously where the pages are going to bulk this out. Now I'm just going to cut this down slightly because otherwise it's like the full height of the journal, you know, a journal. I mean, I don't have journal in mind or anything. So just cut it down slightly. I've not made a very good job of that, so let me just cut it down slightly more. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. So then for my pages. Oh, I need to now have another green one. Let's hope that I've coffee dyed another green one. I think I did coffee dye a couple of green ones. So, oh, she says, and now I can't see any other green ones, so perhaps I didn't. Hold on. Honestly, I mean, this is what happens, is because you come along to do the video and you think, oh, well, you know, that's going to need kind of showing not coffee dyed, then showing obviously coffee dyed. And then what happens is obviously you don't then have everything that you need because, you know, I thought, oh, I haven't got time to coffee dye everything, so I'll just coffee dye a few. And of course now I don't have all the things that I need to have done. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, okay, I could have sworn that I had coffee dyed a few green ones, but I haven't. So what I might do is... Right, let's just see how this would be. Because, I mean, actually, we only need kind of a little bit, don't we? Oh, not that little. Oh, how annoying is that? Because I was thinking, oh, I'm going to use this on the front of here, you know, as the image on the cover, which I thought would be really, really nice. I mean, if I kind of took that down to there, it would be like folded. Would that be okay? I don't know. No, I think I'm going to have to kind of rethink that. So just going to take it down like this. You know, because I'm just trying to get some pages here to be able to put in this little trifold. So just going to take this down on the edge. Get it to a point where it's hopefully going to fit into here. Like that. Obviously I need to cut off the top where it, you know, hasn't printed borderless. I'm so sorry, I'm really shaky today. Very annoying, and I'm sure very annoying to be watching, so I do apologise for that. Okay. Oh, crafting in my onesie today because it's pretty chilly, so yeah, I've got some clothes on underneath, but yeah, I thought I'm going to put my onesie on as well because hopefully then I will be feeling a bit warmer. So we've got those. Then I'm going to just take some coffee dyed sheets and put those in as well. So let's just take that down like that. Okay. And again, just going to snip that off at the top. I mean, I'm making a terrible job of cutting today. Not a good day at the office again, and I'm saying that all the time lately, but honestly, I don't know what's going on with me. I've been suffering a lot with anxiety lately, and yeah, I guess it's just beginning to show in my work. So yeah, I'm so sorry. Right. Okay, so yeah, that's our kind of pages in there. They do fit, which is good. I don't actually even know if I need this postage stamp one, but I've got this, which is that vintage document, so can definitely incorporate this. It's got, you know, a little touch of green, like I say, so that can go in here as well. And then I've also got some book page and some documents and things like that beside me, so I'm just going to pull in. I've got some sheet music here. I'll just pull in a sheet of that. Oops. Oh. Don't know if I want to use that one. Now hoarding that. I mean, what's that about, I wonder? Well, this one's quite nice. So I'm just going to get rid of that kind of sellotapey bit down the edge, only because that's not going to want to bend very well. So, you know, I might save that for something else. So just going to fold this over so as it fits into my trifolded piece. I need to trim it down slightly more. Okie dokie. Like that. So, you know, we're mixing in obviously the vintage book page, the coffee dyed paper, sheet music, and you know, all those lovely collections papers, and they just look so pretty, don't they, all put together. So tuck that in like that. Okay, that just kind of goes around there. Now, like I say, this is on thin copy paper, so it's not really my normal type of you know, papers that I would use. I would normally use way thicker paper really, but yeah, I mean, it's working okay. So I'm just going to now pull in the ones that I haven't coffee dyed, and hopefully there's an image in the greens. Oh look, there's another one of those. So yeah, I knew that there were some more, so I can cut this one out. Now obviously, like I say, this is on that very thin copy paper, so you know, it's not ideal really, but it's okay, it will do. I'm just going to cut that off there. Okay. Just cut it round as if it was the frame. You know, you won't be able to tell, obviously, once we come to use it, so it's all fine. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting, having a nice time. You know, do share below what you're working on. I know I say it all the time, but, you know, it really is so helpful, you know, to hear what people are working on. Because I just think, you know, if anybody is then having a, you know, a day where they like, oh, I don't know what to do today, just sharing what we're all working on, I think really can be very useful, you know, because it can just spark ideas, you know, even if you kind of, and I know I've said this before, even if you don't want to do what that person's doing, it can kind of spark an idea for something similar, or maybe not even similar, but, you know, kind of just, it can spark an idea. So yeah, please don't be shy, you know, share below what you're working on. So, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel kind of too shy to comment really, and I kind of think, I doubt anyone really wants to hear what I've got to say. So yeah, don't be shy, because, you know, I just, you know, I love reading the comments, and I think everybody probably does, because, you know, when you kind of go through the comments, we've got a lovely community here, and, you know, I think people get a lot out of the comments being shared. So yeah, don't be shy about kind of, you know, coming forward and sharing. So I am going to stitch this on the sewing machine. My sewing machine, yeah, is not at my desk, so I will do that probably after the video. I'm just kind of doing this to put it together enough to show you. Just having a bit of my tea. Now I've just got these labels here that I've stamped, so I'm just going to take one of these. They just happen to be laying around, but I thought, well, actually, they'd be quite good on here. And these are some stamps which I have had these in my shop, whether or not they're still in there. Oh, I just burnt my fingers. Or whether or not they've even gone in there yet. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on the schedule of actually uploading the videos. So it might be that they actually haven't been in my shop yet. But yeah, if I haven't, they will be going in there. And when I say my shop, I'm meaning really my website, because I'm going to try and start using my website a bit more. You know, because the Etsy fees are pretty extortionate, I've got to be honest. I mean, it kind of works out, they take about a third, and, you know, that's a lot of, you know, extra money that obviously, you know, is, yeah, quite hard to obviously come by, isn't it? So I just kind of think, well, actually, I could do with that money really. So I'm going to try and use my website a bit more, but it's a bit more time consuming to list things on there and things like that. So I just need to kind of get in the zone and get in the habit and the practice of using it. So, oh, look at those flowers on there. I do really like them. Oops, I've just spilled my tea. I'm so sorry. This is, I'm just going to blame my anxiety today. I'm, yeah, very fingers and thumbs and a bit kind of shaky. So sorry about this. But, you know, I just really wanted to come and hang out with you guys, really. So, yeah, perhaps in hindsight, I shouldn't have done. I do really love that. But, yeah, I mean, I was trying to keep it a bit more colour free. Let me just ink this up a bit. Also, like I say, I mean, these have been printed obviously on very cheap, thin quality, you know, copy paper, and this is on thicker photo paper, so I'm not sure it's kind of ideal to actually have it on there, but it does look kind of pretty, doesn't it? Oh, do you know, perhaps I just put it on there. It's sometimes worth just going out of your comfort zone, isn't it, and thinking, oh, you know, it's easy to kind of just stay safe all the time, but yeah, sometimes you've got to be a bit more adventurous, haven't you? And blow caution to the wind, or throw caution to the wind, I think is the expression. Is it throw caution or blow caution? I'm not sure now I've said it. I think it's throw caution to the wind. It was just when I said it, I thought, oh, perhaps it's blow, because obviously being wind, you know, blow would kind of fit. There we go. Oh, how pretty does that look? Love that flower, honestly. Like I say, totally not my plan to put the flower on there, but it looks lovely. And the flower's there in my Etsy as well. So, my Etsy, not my website. And the papers, sorry, they are also on the Etsy shop, not the website, not my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. Because I haven't started kind of listing digis and things like that on there. So again, it's kind of in my long-term plan, but just a case of kind of getting around to it, really. That might be a bit too much green. Okay. Let's just see. Got some lace here, very thin kind of lace, but actually might be quite pretty. Maybe down the edge. Probably would have been better before I added the flower, but it looks okay, doesn't it? So should we have that on there? Just get my Fabri-Tac. Okay. Come on. Just kind of mop that up a bit, and then yeah, just pop that down across that edge. Okay, just mop that up a bit because there's quite a bit of excess glue there. Okay. Oh, how pretty does that look? So I'm just going to trim that lace from the bottom. Just on there. Okay, there we go. Oops. So I've got to stitch the pages in, obviously, but we've just got the page there on the inside of the papers. So, you know, mixed it up with the damask. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Okay, right, let's take another one. Okay, I'll try and be a bit quicker this time. So, right, let's bring in some of the shabby chic, papers. I mean, I love shabby chic. So, yeah, definitely any excuse to use that. Now, I mean, look at the state of this paper. What a mess I have made of this. Obviously, I just kind of, you know, coffee dyed it and ironed it. And, yeah, made obviously an appalling job of doing that, but let's just fold this down. Now I want to try and include the bird cage, so I'm just going to take it down there, and all I'm going to do is cut it down along the fold. Okay. Again, made a terrible job of doing that, but never mind. So, oh no, look at what I'm doing. Honestly, I should just go back to bed, to be honest, shouldn't I? This is not a good video. I'm so sorry. It's, yeah, not good today. Okay, so, yep, put that with the coffee dyed paper. So I'm just going to take that down here. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Now I also brought along some tracing paper, which I thought would be really nice. Now, in hindsight, I wish I'd actually coffee dyed the tracing paper, to be honest, because that would have been like really pretty. It just didn't even really occur to me, and yeah, I just need to kind of get on now with the video. So, but yeah, in hindsight, I should have really coffee dyed it, because that would have actually looked prettier, wouldn't it? But I'm just adding it so as we've got that nice kind of textury thing going on, you know, rather than all the same kind of textures. Now we could have it over the top of the shabby chic paper actually, and then actually what we could do is have this section here. Again, just let me cut that down. Okay, maybe kind of like that. It needs to come down a bit more. Just bring that in. And they don't have to be the same size, so I'll make this one slightly smaller. Oh, it's not slightly smaller, as it happens, it's dead on. That wasn't intentional. In fact, I was intending on trying to get it smaller, but yeah, just failed miserably there. And then I might mix it with a little bit of the postage stamp paper. So if I just take this down here, like that. Okay. Just trim that down. Okie dokie. Right, now I'm just wondering, do we want to have this kind of like over the top? Oh, that's quite nice coming out under. Or do we want it like over the top? I'll take this down. Again, obviously cut that border off. Let's just try this where that would be over. Or do we want to have that? Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah, so I'm going to just put it like that, I think. So I just want to cut down here. Okay. Like that, just bundle them together. Oh, and forgot to say, yeah, these come with in PDF and also JPEG format. So yeah, if you're kind of wondering, you know, what the format is, that's the format they come in. Now, just going to staple this together here. Like a sort of big flippy pad, really. Like that. I'm going to tear this off here. Like that. Okay, let's just go down the side now. Just tidying it up because although I said, oh, they don't have to be all the same, actually what's happened is they just have gone off slanted and skew, so they just look really sort of ridiculous. So to be honest, they probably look better being all the same. So yeah, kind of again just backtracked from my original plan. Now I've got some, oh, I was going to say the lilac ribbon because I thought that would look really gorgeous, but actually I think this is going to look better. So, and this is just some satin ribbon. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to staple this across the top in a sort of ruffly style. Like that. Okay. Yeah, the lilac looked quite bright because where I've coffee dyed the papers now, they've obviously, you know, taken on a sort of more brown tone, you know, vintage tone. So then the ribbon actually then just looked really sort of out of place and strange. So I'll go in with the ivory ribbon instead. Okay, like that. Oh my goodness, I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous flippy pad that is. And I might just tear this down slightly. Might even then just ink a little bit at that bottom. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that look? Oh, I've got a weird bit going off here, but there we go. How gorgeous is that? Absolutely love it. Love it, love it. So let's just put that to one side. So I'm just going to quickly use up, obviously, these little scraps that we've got left over. So might do even like a bit of a sideways on flippy like that. So I just take, you know, I'm just taking the leftovers. So we've got like leftover here coffee dyed paper. So I just take that probably like this. Okay. Like that. I'm just going to tear this down here. Just take the edge down. Like that. Okay, and then yeah, pop that with the coffee dyed paper. So I'll just take that down there. So we've got a nice torn edge. I do like the torn edges, as you know. So like that, and then just take this. Like that. Okay. Oh, how pretty is this looking? Love it, love it. So I'm just going to then take maybe a portion of this, so very torn, like that. And I wonder if we could even have this little scrappy bit. Right, just there. So what I might do with this one is just even staple it in the corner. I've got this little tiny offcut of lace. So let's just kind of incorporate that there. We'll just literally staple it here in that corner. Now I can tidy up the top so it's, you know, a little bit better in a line, or, you know, yeah, in a line. Oh, come on. Like that. Okay, let's put this stuff all in the bin. And then I'm just going to find something to put in that corner, kind of like over where I've put the staple. I mean, I don't mind the staple, to be honest. You know, I quite like staples. But, you know, I'm aware that not everybody does. So, I mean, we could just put, I mean, I could put something like that there, a bit kind of blingy. I've got little daisy flowery type bits. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's do that. This is just some little, you know, acrylic plastic trim. Let's pop that down there like that. Okay. How gorgeous is that? Oh, I love it. Okay, right. Let's do one more thing, shall we? So we've used, yeah, so let's do some with the postage paper. So right, let's bring this on in. So let's mix this with maybe some colour. So should we do blue, because we've done, you know, done something pink, we've done something green. So let's do something with the blue. So yeah, again, just kind of need to tear this down. Now, shall I do just kind of wondering what type of thing we might like to do. We could do like a sort of trifold like this. So if I just fold this roughly into thirds. Oops. Like that. I have to go in this way instead. that. Okay. And then for our kind of pages inside, just going to take this down here. Oops. Like that. Okay, and I'm just going to trim this down here. Again, not being precious about this at all, or, you know, worrying at all about how this is. Just tear that off. Might be too wide. Yeah, it's a bit too wide, so let's just take it down a bit more. Hopefully that's a bit better. Yep. Okay, so we've got that one, and again we'll just mix it with a bit of coffee dyed paper, just, you know, using up kind of the bits from the previous pieces really. So, you know, not trying to spend too long thinking about this or anything, but just kind of incorporating the bits from the previous pieces that we've made. So again, just taking some of the tracing paper. Okay, just cut that down on the edge. Okay, like that, like that. And then want to kind of build it up, I think, with a bit of the brown from the postage stamp, but also we've got some blue here. So I've got the blue from the, you know, the Victorian London kit. So we could even tie in some of this. And I'm thinking maybe just, yeah, fold this in. So as I get that title where it says the books, if I just take that down like that. Okay. Oh, wait. Not making a good job of cutting this now, so let's cut it with the scissors rather than try and tear it, because it's not wanting to tear for some reason. Okay, like that. So let's cut this down. Okay, take that in like this. And then I'll just see, because I've also got the blue from like the postage stampy bits. I don't know really whether they would kind of look okay, but I might not have coffee dyed, you know, many suitable kind of blue bits, to be honest. Ah, here we go. I have coffee dyed this one. So yeah, we could mix this one in. So again, perhaps just take this down like that. Okay. Okay, and then just, yeah, tear this off here at the bottom and take it down at the top here and just down the side like that. Okay, looking good so far. Oh, my glue's just oozing out. Left it tipped up. Okay, so yeah, might cut this down slightly more so as we've got, you know, like the layers coming out, because I like having the layers that you can see, because I think that looks really nice. So put that down like that, and then I think we could do with just one final layer of kind of some browns. So let's just check which portion of this we think would look good up here, maybe like there. So just take this down here, push it down here, okay, and then just take it in here. So like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to staple this obviously across the top. Like that. Right, so hopefully this is all going to fit in here, and I haven't made it too bulky or too wide, because you want it to sit in there and this be able to close. So it just about does. Just about. Just take that little edge down slightly, because that's the only bit that's, you know, possibly slightly kind of wide. It's not too bad, but just slightly. So I'll just glue this in here. Okay, like that. Okay. Right, and then you just fold this over like that, and the front. And then obviously you want to kind of put something nice on the front of this as well. So shut that like that. Kind of hold it shut, and then thinking we could even use this one. So let's just tear this down. I do like the torn, you know, the torn effect. So yeah, just tear that one like that. I love the blue with the brown. It's very, very nice, isn't it? We've just got a little kind of labely bit here, so you might want to have that somewhere. Oh my goodness. Let me put my glasses on. Might make a slightly better job. Yeah, I really hope that you like all these collection background papers that I'm making. I just thought they're going to be a really useful kind of like staple kind of, you know, set. So yeah, it is my intention to obviously make lots more. You know, I mean, there would be unlimited options, I suppose, as to things that we could make as part of the collections. So yeah, I mean, hopefully there's just going to be a whole abundance of different things that, you know, that we can incorporate and include. Oh, just wondering, do I want to have that, or we could have actually some like vintage book page or something. So just have a look. I've got this. Oh, should we have this? Okay, so let's just pop this down. Oops. Yeah, I mean, because I absolutely love paper pads, and I thought by having these kind of like editions papers, they're almost like lots of paper pads, you know, and obviously in all different themes. Oops, oh my goodness, my glue is not going well today. Oh, as if I wasn't having a bad enough day. Now I'm having glue problems, so yeah. It's time to thin my Fabri-Tac down, I think, and probably open a new one, a new bottle. Anyway, so pop that on down like that, and then yeah, I just thought they'd be really, really, you know, lovely to have. I mean, kind of a bit like having, like I say, the paper pad papers, you know, that you'd just be able to kind of pull in and then just use with a whole bunch of different things. And like I say, I mean, hopefully they're kind of going to be, you know, quite mix and matchy. I mean, not obviously all of it, you know, isn't going to go with any old thing. But, you know, like there should be something in, like, say, you know, the damask would go with something in the postage stamps. You know, there should be something in the, oh, I don't know, the Streets of London would go maybe with the shabby chic. That kind of thing. So, you know, you'd have kind of a lot of playing just from those background papers. And, you know, yeah, hopefully kind of you'd all just really kind of have a lot of fun, you know, a lot of different looks that you could achieve by just, you know, purchasing the background papers, you know, and mixing them with kind of things that you've got, like stamped images and, you know, book images, things like that, maybe some vintage ephemera if you've got some, or, you know, of course you could, you know, use you know, purchased ephemera, digi ephemera, things like that. You know, if you've got like cigarette cards, hopefully a lot of these would go with things like that as well. So yeah, I mean, I just think there's hopefully like almost unlimited, you know, different things that you'd be able to do with these background collections. So, and to be honest, I'm just such a sucker for paper, you know, and I've talked about this before, but honestly, I mean, one of my favourite things to buy is paper, you know, paper pads and things. And so over the years, I've bought hundreds of paper pads. Well, not hundreds, but, you know, a lot anyway. Far too many. And, you know, then I just want to hoard them because I don't want to obviously use them, you know, and not have them anymore. So having just a sort of paper pad collection almost in digi format, I think will be really nice. You know, these aren't obviously part of, you know, part of a kit or anything. They're just literally more like a paper pad. So yeah, hopefully you will, you know, find them really useful and really, really nice to play around with. So just going to get my butterflies here. So these are my bright butterflies. Just going to cut down this one, I think, brown one. Oh my goodness, that looks nice, doesn't it? So let's just cut that out. And yeah, I mean, I just thought we would come along and play with some of my kind of like overspill of prints because, you know, like I said, you do really get a lot of prints, you know, when you're kind of creating digis. I mean, anyone who kind of like makes digis, they'll, I'm sure, find the same thing. And, you know, I mean, obviously, kind of I do my best to use most of them. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you're kind of drowning in them and think, oh gosh, what should I do with these? And, you know, lots of you have suggested that I sell them and put them in my shop. And I would love to do that. The problem is with paper, it's so very heavy to post. You know, it's not really that cost effective, to be honest. And I don't want people to feel ripped off, you know. But the cost of postage has gone up recently anyway. And it's just making things really pretty, you know, pretty undoable, I find. You know, so, I mean, maybe I will put some paper packs in. Or, yeah, some paper packs and things. But, you know, failing that, hopefully these will be a really nice, affordable way of kind of getting some of your own kind of things. You know, they're hopefully nice and kind of cost effective and, yeah, like I say, affordable for, you know, lots of people. And, you know, you'll kind of feel that actually they're kind of worth buying anyway, even if you're then having to print them yourself. So I just thought I would try those flowers just because they were sat on the desk. And actually, don't they look gorgeous? I do really like them. I was intending on keeping it, again, a little bit more colourless, kind of like this. The flower, however, does look, you know, does look a nice kind of addition, doesn't it? So this is where I wish that I was live and I could ask you guys, do you think with the flower or without the flower? I watched a video the other day. I don't really tend to watch my own videos, but sometimes I watch some, you know, as like a reminder of, say, something I've done and I think, oh, I really enjoyed that. You know, I've never revisited that and I would like to do something similar. So I will go back and kind of rewatch just to get a reminder. And I can't think what the video was that I watched, but I was so cross with myself because actually I was like debating, oh, shall I put this here? Shall I put it there? And where I put it, I was like, no, why did you put it there? So, you know, definitely it can be a, you know, on the day basis, can't it? Like on that day, you'd put it there. And on another day, you'd be kind of, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Why did I put it there? So, yeah, I wish that I was live and I could actually say to you guys, what do you think? Where are you thinking is the best place to put this? Now, we have not incorporated much lace in this video, so I'm thinking maybe keep it colourless instead of the flower. Maybe have a strip of lace down the edge. So I think we didn't cut this down, if I'm truthful. Didn't even occur to me. So I'm just going to tear this down slightly here. And then I'm just going to take it down at the bottom. Oops, at the bottom here. And then we'll stick some lace on. just obviously totally forgot to cut this one down. We maybe round the corners, just so it's got a bit more of a finished off look. Obviously I've got my paper pad in that top bit, but that's fine. I'm not even going to round the corners on this side because we're going to be putting the lace down, so to be honest, you know, it's not necessary because the lace is going to cover up where the corners would have been rounded anyway. So let's just pop this lace down here. Okay. Oh, I love the look of the lace. That just transforms that, doesn't it? Looks absolutely gorgeous. And hopefully I will be putting some more lace packs in my shop as well soon. I mean, these are just all plans that I've got, and it's just a time thing, really. You know, there's just all these plans and just not enough time to kind of get it all done. So, but, you know, if you're kind of waiting for things, or, you know, because I know lots of you do email me and sort of say, oh, when will you be putting this in your shop again? Or, you know, it is all on my radar. So I know that's probably not all that helpful to you. And, you know, I'm so rubbish, I can't even get on top of my emails. But it is all on my radar. So, you know, if I've kind of said, oh, yes, you know, hopefully I will be getting some more of those put in my shop, you know, it's still there. It's still on my radar that I have got that to do. It's just a kind of like, oh, I need to have time to do that. So, yeah, like the lace packs, I will be definitely, you know, they're still on my radar. Right, so we have got this one here. We have got this little flippy pad here, just tiny one, just kind of using up the scraps and things. We've got this bigger flippy pad, which I just absolutely love how that looks. And then we've got the green trifoldy piece that I just need to stitch the pages in. So yeah, lots of different looks. Obviously we've incorporated the background pages, you know, from several of the different kind of kits in the collections editions. So, and like I say, they're all obviously in my Etsy shop if you wanted to check them out. And yeah, I really hope that you feel inspired. I hope that you enjoyed the project, and thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.